I just heard Baton Rouge. What is Baton Rouge? Whoops. I was cleaning my ears before I came on. Pardon my coughing. City in Louisiana. Baton Rouge is the capital of Louisiana, situated in the Mississippi River, on the Mississippi River. It is a hub for industrial, petrochemical, and educational activity, holding a 2020 population of 227,470. The city is known for its blend of Creole culture, passionate LSU football tailgating, and historic landmarks like the old state capitol. Baton Rouge. Is that somebody trying to get me to do a reading without paying for it again? Or was that God? Yes, I went MIA for 4 days. There was nothing to say. I had said everything that God needed me to say. So when you don't have anything to say, shut the hell up. Well, when I don't have anything to say, I shut the hell up. Okay. My hairstyle looks a bit crazy today. I'm not liking it very much. That's better. I only came on here today so y'all could see my face. Know that I'm still alive and well. Glory be to God. And thanks to all of God's delegates. I see my face. They've been doing something to my face. I don't know if they finally sabotaged the wipes. But it's cool. I'm just gonna make some cloth wipes. So why am I here today? As far as I know, I just came to show you all my face that you guys know that I'm okay. I had a lovely 4 days off, not having to cuss anybody, not having to talk about the negative things of this world, not raising my blood pressure doing so. It's been glorious. When I step away as well, it gives those who are curious time to catch up because God has revealed a lot of information on this channel, a lot of vital information for people who care about the world and where the world is going. And I mean, not where the fake elites, the greedy elites want it to go, because that's not where this world is going. It's where the divine elites want this world to go. That's where this world is going. Anybody who is not in alignment with God's vision for life going forward, God's positive vision for life going forward, they're going to find themselves at a serious disadvantage. I don't make the rules, I just deliver the news. Okay? God says it's time to clean up. So these greedy elites, they have their plans for 2030. God has its plans for 2030 as well. They have their plans for the year 2030, and God has his plans for the year 2030 as well. And surely God's not going to allow them to win. God's not going to allow itself to lose, because God has given these evil people free reign for a very long time. And they've used it to abuse us. And God has decided it's time for those who have been oppressed by these people for a long time to get relief. God has come to rescue us. So anybody who is not part of that solution is part of God's problem. And anybody who is part of God's problem, well, the Bible tells us, the way of the ungodly shall perish. So they're going to experience us in such a way that they are going to unlock parts of their mind, their consciousness, their being that they probably, some of them, never thought existed. Their experience coming up is about to remind them that they have a heart, that they have a soul, they have feelings. Because all of these greedy elites, they think that they're just so cold. They think that they're just so heartless. They think that they're just so set in their ways that nothing could ever make them change. They think that there's no power in the world to correct them or stop them or make them think twice about their life and how they have lived it up to this point and their plans for going forward. They believe that they are God. They have convinced themselves that they are God. It is God's mission to make it abundantly clear to them that they are not God. So, how can God make it abundantly clear to them? That's like people like myself are rising. People who are the equal and opposite of who they are and what they represent. We are equal to them in our sovereignty because they are sovereign beings. That's why they make the rules of life, they call the shots. They're sovereign. But I hope by now they can see that I am sovereign too. Little old me, yes. And the little old other ones out there like me. We are sovereign too. And that's why they try so hard to hurt their equal and opposite like myself. They try so hard to cut us down. They try so hard to get us to kill ourselves. They try so hard to get us to lose confidence in ourselves. They try so hard to misguide us on our path so that we don't believe that we are who we are. Actions speak louder than words. We are who we are because of what we do. We are who we are because of what we endure in spite of. If this world is going to be a better place, somebody's got to do the dirty work. Somebody's got to do the heavy lifting. Somebody has to do the heavy lifting. If anything about our society and the way that the system is constructed and executed, if anything's going to change, somebody's got to make that happen. So who? Who are you? Are you one of us? How do you know? You know that you are one of us if your life has been extremely difficult and somehow you still choose not to be bitter in spite of all the rights that you have to be angry, to be confused, to quit, to turn into an assassin. You don't choose that path. You choose a path of peace and redemption and solitude. If that's the only way for you to be safe, if that's the only way to keep the peace around you, you choose that path. You choose to be a good person in spite of how mean you have been treated. You are one of us. You're built different. To change the world, you can't have a mean spirit, or else you're just like them. The world is the way it is because they have a mean spirit. Because to correct this world, we can't be putting things in place just to spite those who have been hurting us. That doesn't make any sense. If that's how you're thinking, you've lost the plot. Those who need to go to jail, they need to go to jail, most certainly. Those who need to be punished, they need to be punished, most certainly. But we're not, it is not mature or responsible of us to create a world where everything that we put in place is just to spite these people that who have been oppressing us and making the world a horrible place for so long. That makes us just like them. We are about justice. Anybody can get it, even ourselves. That's the kind of leaders we are. There are times when decisions need to be made where you have to make a tough call, aka, how do they say? Um, you make a decision that it doesn't benefit everybody. Some people actually will get the disadvantage and they won't be happy about it. But if it is necessary, how they feel about it, it doesn't matter. Because life is about a balance. Good leaders, they balance things. Okay? It's not about making rules that serve your friends. It's not about making decisions that serve only your family, those that you love. It's not about making decisions that are in favor of causes that you believe in. You know what I'm saying? To be a leader, you have to have a very broad mindset. You have to be willing to admit when your cause, your happiness, your desires are not the priority. If there's something else more important competing with those things. Because if you, as a leader, put what you want over something else that you know should be a priority, that's called selfishness. And that makes us just like these horrible people who are running the world right now. It's a lot of selfishness. That's why the world is so imbalanced. They don't care about others. That's why there's a minimum wage and it doesn't coincide with the cost of living. And the cost of living keeps going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, to the detriment of those of us who make a minimum wage. Who does that? What type of person does that? And the thing is, these people they have constructed the way of life in this manner. And it's like they can't see anything else outside of this manner of being. They don't want to change anything. All of them are fighting to keep things exactly as they are. But the thing is, what do they really want? Do they really want to keep things as they are, or do they really want to keep their power? Because what if there was a different way to do things, but they still remain in power? A different way that benefits we, the people, but they still keep their power and their positions and their riches. I'm trying to figure them out. I mean, I could use the cards to figure them out, but I don't have that kind of juice in me right now. I just have questions. I was listening to a post on my Facebook feed about the World Economic Forum. And this man in the post, he was basically going through the different sects or the different powers, okay, that are calling the shots in the way that the world is run right now. He was speaking about the sovereign powers, aka Russia and whoever else. He was talking about the corporations, aka the elites. He was talking about the military, and he was saying that the military is basically there to enforce whatever power structure remains or is running things at the time. And he was also talking about the banks. So basically, we have the sovereign bodies, we have the corporations, aka the elites, and we have the banks. And then the military is kind of there with whoever is running things. But you know who is not represented at the World Economic Forum? The consumer, the actual players. How long have they been having World Economic Forum meetings? And there's no one there to represent the voice of the consumer, the voice of those who actually respect and live by, experience these quote unquote rules, these systems, these structures of doing things. Nobody is there to represent the vision or the concerns or even the compliments of the consumer. Because it's not everything about the system that's horrible. Give credit where credit is due. But how excuse me, how disrespectful, thoughtless, and belittling is that? They all go to this World Economic Forum to talk about money and talk about how we gonna go going forward, and there's nobody there representing the voice of the small business people or the voice of the employees. But yet we have to follow these rules. And it's not even like say we have to, because I mean, we could choose not to. We're going to experience some difficulty if we choose not to. But we could choose not to follow these rules. However, majority of us, we do follow these rules. We don't give them any trouble. Yet there's nobody there who cares about the small businesses or the employees and their financial well-being. That's an incomplete structure. You got to do something about that. Why? Because consumers have power too. We are the power structure. Actually, who's going to buy their products? Who is going to go into the banks and the hospitals and the police stations to work, offer their services and their goods? Who is going to farm? It's we the people that do that. The consumers or the little businesses and the small businesses, the consumers and the employees. We are actually the biggest powerhouse, and not because we have more numbers. It's because we are the ones who spend the money. We are the ones who support the businesses. We are the ones who use the services. How many elites are there? How shit? They don't use anything. Like, you have a gym, you have a leisure center. Who goes to the gym? Who goes to the leisure center? Shit, we could gym in our house if we want to. How much power do we, who don't get a voice at the World Economic Forum, actually have? We have most of the power, actually. We're just not using it. What if every employee was to get together and say, okay, nobody's gonna go into work for, let's say, 3-4 days? Are you an employee? If you're an employee, I'm talking to you. What if all the employees in the world decided we're not gonna go to work for the next 4 days? What do you think will happen? What if the consumers all find alternative products, alternative ways of doing stuff? What if we, the consumers, decide, you know what? I can live without a TV. Actually, I can live without a video game. Actually, start making up our own games. I can live without a car. Mhm. I can live without veneers. I can live without plastic surgery. I can live without a BBL. I can live without, you name it. That's how much power the consumer have. Yet we are not represented. We are not cared about at the World Economic Forum. My point is, we the people have the most power. Of all those who are represent this, we have more power than all those sovereign powers. We have more power than the elite powers. We have more power than the military. And we have more power than the banks. There are alternative ways of doing things. There's an alternative way of doing everything. The system keeps functioning the way it's functioning because we keep subscribing to the system as it is. We make no changes on our end. So therefore, they make no changes on their end that benefit we, the consumers and the small businesses and the employees. We settle for any old wage. We turn up to work anyway. We grumble. We end up at the end of the month with not enough money to pay our basic cost of living. And instead of us doing something about it, like outright refusing to accept that, we accept it and we go get another shitty paying job to top up what we should have been getting from the first job in the first place. And some of you at your workplaces are not only doing your job, you actually are doing the job of like at least two other people. So who benefits and who loses? You get more responsibility, but you don't get more pay. And you accept that, no challenge, because you're afraid to get fired. What if challenging that and going through the difficulty, even if they fire you, is the way to start making them change these bullshit rules? If everybody stand up for more pay and everybody get fired, what's that gonna do to their business? Yeah, you're not gonna have a job. You won't be able to pay your rent either. But now, will your landlord decide to kick you out, or will your landlord decide to join in this effort to correct this very unfair system? Because it's going to benefit them too. Because if you're not there paying the rent, then who can actually rent his or her place? Nobody got no money. So the landlord also suffers. But nobody wants to suffer. How much time do you people even spend trying to come up with solutions to fix these ills of our society? As employees, as small business owners, because we're the ones who really suffer the most in all this. What do you spend your time thinking about? What do you spend your time doing? Who do you spend your time with? How do you expect this system to change if you don't do anything about it? Because you're too afraid. Just asking for a raise, it doesn't fucking work. We've seen that. Y'all have tried that. They don't care. And now they're so cheeky with it, they're willing to fire you, the human worker, and put robots in your place because now they don't have to pay the robots. The robots don't have sick days. The robots don't have children. The robots don't have to stop working. They could get them working all day, every day. But then with that system, I was watching another Facebook post that said, okay, y'all are removing all of the humans and replacing them with robots. So who's gonna go buy your food? Robots don't need to buy food. Robots don't need to buy clothes. Robots don't drive cars. They don't have to pay car tax. Robots don't live in houses. So where do you expect the people to have money or get money from to keep supporting, your pockets? Because everything is interconnected. I know y'all feel like you're nobody because you're small and you feel like you have no power because you're not the boss, but you actually do. You need to start seeing yourself for what you are, which is we are, I don't want to say we are the system. We keep the system chugging along, number one. And we are the consumers. Who is going to go to these hotels? Who is going to live in these houses? Who is going to buy these phones, these laptops, these cars? Who is going to fucking buy these burgers and these brooms and these? We, the people. Who is going to buy the machinery to run your little business? Is we, the people. That so these big companies, they make the massive machines and stuff. Like if you're a builder or something, you got big companies that make these excavators and these forklifts and all these things. But who is going to actually buy them? It's we, the little people, quote unquote. The little people who are actually the big people, because if we weren't here to buy them, then what's the point in making them? That's how much power we have. They need us to buy their products. They need us to use their services. And we just keep buying their products and using their services, no matter the ridiculous terms that come with it. That is the problem. So it's like, if y'all gonna be stupid, this is how they're thinking now. They're thinking if they're gonna be so stupid and they're just gonna settle for anything, then we just gonna keep giving them anything. And I can't blame them for that. I can't blame them for that. I won't fault them for that. They have a moral obligation to be fair in the first place. But somebody or people only treat you one way. And that is however you allow them to treat you. Allow. First of all, if you are good at what you do, if you are a great cleaner, if you are a great retail person, if you have great customer service, if you are a great hairdresser, a great chef, a great shoemaker, a great key cutter, why are you settling for less? If you are a great anything, why are you settling for less? You are settling for less, so they give you less with no conscience. If this world is going to change, we are going to have to change it. These people have already shown us that they don't have good moral values. They've already shown us that. That don't mean we have to be rude about how we're going about bringing justice to our situations. There's a professional way to do it, and that's what makes us world changers who we are. You have to be rational, you have to be reasonable, you have to be respectful, and you have to be firm. And you have to be willing to walk away. Because if you, who are great at what you do, walk away, then what are they going to do? Hire somebody who is less? How do you think that's going to affect their business? Know your value. You think you're little, you're not. You are the reason why their business is so successful. You, little person, are the reason why their business is so successful. You leave your house at 5 o'clock in the morning to get to the bakery, to pick up the goods, to have them at the supermarket on time. You've been doing that well and consistently well for a long time. And you think that means nothing? How upset would the customers be if they go into the supermarket and what they're looking for isn't there? You matter. It matters that you do your part well. That's why they have time schedules and stuff. You wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you go into the supermarket to pack the shelves, to clean the supermarket floor and the toilets, if you have toilets, customer toilets, or even staff toilets. And you think you don't matter? How do you think they would feel if they have to go into some nasty ranking toilet? How will that affect the business? How would it affect the business if when we walk into the supermarket, the floor is all messy and it's dusty and drinks dashed away and other sweet stuff dried and the floor is sticky, and it would affect the business. People wouldn't come in. Some people would come in, but not as much as would come in if it was a clean environment. And you think you're nothing? You think you're nobody? You think that you don't deserve better? You think you don't matter? Because them tell you so. You chose to believe it. It's important that the shelf stackers stack the shelves properly. How would you like it if you come in and nothing, you go into the supermarket and nothing that you're looking for is where it's supposed to be? How would it be if the shelves are empty and all the rest of the product is back in the warehouse, back in storage? How would that affect the business? And you think you don't matter? You are the reason why their business is as good as it is. You are the reason why their business is still in business. Because you play your part well, no matter how quote unquote small you might think it is, or they tell you it is. Something as little as smiling with the customers when they come in. Seeing to their needs when they ask you, oh, where can I find XYZ? And you either point them in the direction or you carry them and show them. All these little things make their business keep running. Because when people come to whatever shop, they're not going there because of who owned the shop. They're going there because of how the shop is kept, how the shop is run. Who run the shop? Who keeps the shop? And yet you are not represented at the World Economic Forum when they're talking their fucking talk. You are the business. You make the business stay in business. If you're a cashier and you don't know how to count and you keep giving the customers the wrong change, how will it affect the business? It is the time that you put into doing your mathematics and even learning to talk to customers properly, making them feel good when they... Some shops, you go into some shops and people will deliberately come to a certain cashier over and over. You see, like certain cashiers, their line is always full. Why? Because you treat the customers with the respect and consideration that makes you high value. So when they come into the shop, they prefer to come to your till. Unfortunately, it gives you extra work to do. You go home with back pain. You go home with side pain. Sometimes you can't get enough time to sit down and eat your lunch. But it shows you your value. What happens if you leave that shop? How does it change the atmosphere of the business? Just because they call you little people, it don't mean that you are little people. You are. You are the business. Even if you're the person who sweep outside the shop door and keep out there. Sometimes people pee in front of the fucking shop door. Sometimes these homeless people, they sit out there and when they leave the place stink. You, the janitor, you come and you wash that down. And by the time we get up and ready to come to the shop at 7 o'clock or whatever in the morning, we can walk in with clean smelling air. That matters to the business. That matters to corporate. Because imagine if the outside was full of spit and piss and vomit, who would want to come into that shop? But you clean it up and you see yourself as nobody. You see yourself as the little, you see yourself as someone who could be replaced. Yeah, you can be replaced, but will they have as much pride, take as much pride in doing what you do in the manner that you do it? Do you understand what I'm saying? Everything about you makes that business that business. Because yes, you can replace any worker and you can pay the next person less money. But are they going to be as good as who was there? And if they are less skillful than who was there and less willing and less courteous with the customers, how will that affect the business? You need to know your value. Don't be afraid to walk away. If you know you deserve a raise and you ask for a raise and they refuse you, try walking away. Let them feel what it's like without you there. Especially if you're one of them employees who you come and you go over and beyond your assignment. Because some of us, we go to work. Yes, we are, let's say you work the tills. If you see the bathroom need a little clean up, you do that too. If you walk around and you see there's a little something need doing somewhere else, you do that too. You know what's going to happen when you leave? It will be felt, it will be noticed. Because nobody else is doing it. Because they're not built like you. They don't take pride in their position like you, even if it's a lowly position like cashier or cleaner. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. That's what makes you special. That's your true currency. That's your worth. That's your value. It's how you do what you do. That's your value. It's not unfair to ask to be paid what you are worth. About minimum wage. How come we never hear no talk about maximum wage? All we ever hear about is minimum wage. Minimum wage. What? Maximum wage doesn't exist. You people just keep carrying the weight of the system on top of you and you never push back. You just keep morphing your life. You keep shrinking yourself to make peace with this evil, unfair system of doing things. Some of you left your house and are living in caravans, which is not such a bad thing for some of you. Some of you are made homeless through no fault of your own. That's not right. Some of you have to go live with other people because you can't afford to live on your own anymore. Because you're accepting less than you deserve. You let it happen. Know your value. Not every worker deserves higher pay. Because some people, they go to the job and they just all wishy-washy with it. They come in when they feel like, they half do their job. They're rude to customers. They smell stink. Those people don't deserve more pay. But if you know that you're doing everything that you need to do, it's actually serving the business well. You add value to that business. Without you, that business would go down in value. If the person who replaces you can't fill your shoes. This goes for everybody in every field. Know your value. And don't accept any less than you deserve. That's how you change the system, at least for you. They know not to play with you because when you come in and you get to work, they know the quality they can expect from you and they can't afford to lose that. You are valuable. They can't afford to lose that. The customers love you. You do extra work without asking for extra pay for a long time. Now you're asking for extra pay because shit is getting hard out here. Don't tell me nothing about the cost of living is going up and my paycheck is just going to stay the same. We're not doing that. There's no reason why I should be here. I should be doing something else with my time. I need to find a different position that's going to pay me better than whatever I got going on here. Because this is not carrying me and my family anymore. Start looking around. That's how you negotiate. And if you're smart, you should start building a personal portfolio. Get customer reviews. The world is changing. It's time for you to change too. Yes, you're an employee, but you by yourself, you are a business by yourself. Wherever you go, doing whatever you do it well. So you need to start building yourself a portfolio. Okay? So that whoever you go work around next, they have an idea of who you are and how you're valued and how you work. They have an idea of what they're getting. It's time that people who are applying for jobs, you start coming up with your own system. Because why is it that these jobs get to interview us and ask us questions and you don't get to ask them anything? Like, why should I want to come work for you? They be asking you, why should we allow you to come work for us? You need to establish yourself to such a point where you become valuable to where you can ask, why should I come work for you? If I'm saying that wrong, put it in the right way, but you know what I'm trying to say. You value yourself and you want to know that you're working for a company that's going to value you too. I have terms and conditions. Yes, I am seeking for a job, but I know what I bring to the company. Do you deserve me? That is the question. Y'all need to start to change the world. The same way they're changing the world on us, we need to change the world on them. Because this AI robot business, it not gonna go very far in some cases. Because they need people to buy their food and buy their products. And if nobody got no money, imagine how many other businesses that's gonna hurt. McDonald's, it's gonna hurt the fucking grocery stores. Everybody gonna get hit. And I don't think that the people in charge of these other businesses that are going to suffer because we the people don't have any money to come spend in their businesses are going to be okay with the elites doing that. They're going to push back. Because they're making, as much as they've been friends for so long, they're making their business suffer. Their families can't live the quality of life that they're used to. They're going to look at them eventually and wonder, what the fuck are you actually making of society? What is this? Who is this benefiting? And they're going to form their own alliances, and then there's going to be another power structure competing with these other power structures on how society is run. And that's what we need. So no matter how you look at it, some shit's about to change in society and how society is run. People who were never powerful before is about to find their power. Because when the pressure starts squeezing them hard enough, they naturally push back. people treat us one way, it's how we allow them. You need to make people know. And if you go into a job interview knowing your worth and they try to belittle you, that's not the company for you. Leave immediately. Don't beg, because that puts you in the subservient position. Know your power, know your worth, stick to it, and don't settle for less. Carry God with you, and God will provide for you. God will lead you to where you're supposed to be. But anyhow you settle for less, you settled for less. So take less. It's harsh, but it's true. Because you know you deserve better. You know you deserve more. Y'all need to get serious about your worth. Enter into this mission with prayer. Let God guide you. If you know that you're being unfairly treated where you work, if you know you deserve more money, and you know that you're good, you know that you're a valuable asset to that company, you can fucking make demands. You can make moves to better your situation because you know your quality is high. Who the fuck pays? These businesses, these people at the top, they're even making shittier products and charging more money. But you're actually high value in whatever field you're in. You're high value. Don't settle for less. Start taking pictures of your fucking before and after if you're a janitor. Start taking pictures of the quality, the way the toilet was and what it looked like after you. Even do little clips of you cleaning that motherfucker. If you have good work ethics, you deserve to be paid accordingly. It's time you get serious so that they take you serious. They'll know not to mess with you when they see you because they've encountered you. You don't have to be rude. Be professional, but be firm. And you need to trust in God. You need to trust in God and where God is guiding you to. If you want to change your financial situation, stop settling for less. When you know you deserve better. Stop it. You put a stop to it and they will stop treating you like that. Find the courage. Go pray for the courage. Go pray for the know-how. It may be a few months or whatever. Give yourself like a few months or even a year to see these changes, but start working on them from now. Start building yourself a portfolio. Whatever position you have now, you could get paid better. Even make your damn self a Facebook page. Advertise your abilities. Know your products. Do what you do. Take it seriously. Whatever you do. No job is too small. No job position is irrelevant. Because as the cleaner, if you're not there to clean up the place properly, it's going to be a problem for everybody who go to that place. You are important. Stop allowing this world to convince you otherwise. Stop being ashamed to be a cleaner. You should do what you do and do it well. So if you should ever leave that place, oh, they're gonna fucking miss you. And all those who used to look down on you, they're gonna wish your ass would come back. Because they're gonna say, when so-and-so was here, boy, this toilet was spotless. Oh yeah? If you don't learn to appreciate me while I'm there, how about you learn to appreciate me when I'm gone? Don't let people and their stupid way of thinking and talking to you get to you. Stay focused. Do what you do well. Whatever it is that you do, you are important. Okay. So, I think I'm going to leave you guys now. Until next time. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. And I hope that you were moved. Okay, give yourself a year. Start building up your own portfolio. Even if it's not what you want to do long term, right now it's paying the bills, it's keeping a roof over your head and doing whatever. What if you can keep doing what you do and make more? Then you have more money to invest. You'll have more money to invest in whatever you actually want to do. But right now, this is how you're keeping a roof over your head, food in your belly, and you're paying for your dependents and whatnot. What if you could do what you're doing right now, but you're getting more money for it? It makes your life that much easier. That's what you're doing it for. It don't mean you're going to stay there. Okay? It doesn't mean you're going to stay there if that's not what you want to do long term. Because you could start off as a cleaner and end up with your own cleaning business. It just depends on where you want to carry it. But if you take what you do seriously, then you deserve more pay. And you should not settle for less. So I pray you find the courage. And I pray you get the know-how. And I pray you start doing what you have to do. And don't put anything in your camera in the frame that is going to get you in trouble. Okay? So, yeah, get little clips of you doing your thing. Not just before and after pictures. We want to see you actually doing the shit. Don't be embarrassed. That's how life is right now. You might be teaching a whole bunch of other people things. But you see, it's one thing to know and another thing to have the drive to do. So a lot of people may know what you know, but they still won't do what you do, how you do it. So don't watch that. Okay? Because it takes a certain kind of mindset to get a certain kind of result. 4 people can prepare the same recipe. And the one that has the most love for it, you put, all of them got skills, right? But the one who got the skills and the love, it's about the people and them appreciating the food. That one's going to taste the best, hands down. Because they're doing it for the right reason. Them who are only doing it to get paid, that's the result that they're going to end up with. Is like, how come yours always taste so different? It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And no matter how many people are in the same business as you, they're not you. And that's what you have over them. You're probably healthier. Your hands work better. You got your little secrets that you can mix this with this and you realize it does that. You're respectable to the people who come in there while you're cleaning. Your energy is relaxed. You know? Excuse me. They're not like you. And even if you're having a little conversation, it's a good conversation. People just appreciate you. All of that matters in the business. You by yourself is a business. Get what the bumper cloth you're worth. That's all I'm saying. Until next time, my loves. Bye-bye.